All right. Okay, it's that time of the week again. So where we bring you a weekly podcast from GenInvest. This is where we bring you inspiring, motivating, and empowering content to take your life to the next level. And obviously our focus really is about money management and money, as the song goes. All right. Now we've got like 5 steps to obviously money management. Okay. And the 5 steps goes like this. First, you have to get the mindset of money. Number 2, okay, you have to learn to manage your money. Number 3, you have to learn how to earn more money. Number 4, learn how to invest money. And then number 5, how to build generational wealth. So those are the 5 steps. So every week will be something different. But this week, what I am doing is bringing on to the show someone that I met. And this guy we've just been speaking off camera, and this guy is on fire. Like, he's just talked about having a slow year. I'm like, if this is a slow year, I'd hate to see when you're at like 100 miles an hour. It's a good friend, Jin. So welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for inviting me on.
But now this guy, I tell you, we met, I forgot what it was called now.
Expert Empires.
Expert Empires. And we just started talking at a drinks, bit of networking in the evening, which was fantastic. And it just came about, it wasn't a property event, it was actually more about personal development and business strategies and stuff like that. Actually, why did you go to that show?
I was helping out. So somebody wanted some help on one of the stages over there.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just a good opportunity to get there.
Did you get a free ticket?
I got a free ticket.
Oh, I didn't know that at the time. I paid a lot of money to go to that. Okay, but it's all right. Okay, I won't hold it against you. You got the money. You should have paid. Okay, right. All right, no. But on a serious note, so it was really good. But we started talking about properties, and you mentioned to me that you had a HMO. But what I want to do is, the reason that I bring people like Jin onto the show is that I wanted to show people that, you know, getting into property is not for, you know, the aristocracies and the super rich, but actually anybody can get into properties. And you're going to hear this story, and he's already blowing me away. Like, I didn't realize how much stuff that he's actually been doing in the last, 12 months, with some really exciting things happening. But why don't we kick off? Obviously, we ask like 8 questions to all our investors that come on. And the first question really is how did you get started? What was you doing before you got into properties? What was your background?
So I'd been working in the energy industry, worked at Empower for about 14 years.
Yeah.
So in office environment, my job in there was looking at strategy for the company. We're looking at kind of smart homes, smart meters.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'd be like I said, I've been there 13 years, never really enjoyed it there, just felt out of place.
Yeah.
I'd go to meetings and I'd think, this is not for me, I just don't feel right being in this environment. And I always had a dream of getting into property.
Wow. Did you watch Channel 4? Were you one of those Channel 4 watchers?
Yeah, I watched all that kind of stuff. Done a bit of property with family when I was younger.
Yeah.
We didn't really make much money on it, but I always enjoyed it.
What did you do? What was it that your family were doing?
So with my family, we bought a few properties in the intention of flipping.
Yeah.
But we'd always, we didn't do any research and finding out,
oh, okay.
Trying to get them below market value any of that. We just used to buy wherever we've seen.
Yeah.
Do them up, do up to it, overspec them and make like £5,000 for 6 months work or something.
You're like, what's this? So, it's not the kind of money I'm trying to make. Yeah.
But I enjoyed it and I loved it, and I always thought there's another way, and it was always in the back of my mind that I want to get back into it.
Yeah.
But always, like you say, I got stuck doing what I was doing and thinking I needed loads of capital before I could actually go and do it.
Yeah.
So in my back of my head, I thought, if I get made redundant, I can go and do property.
Right. So you were seeking redundancy.
I was kind of seeking redundancy in a way, hoping it would come to me in one day somehow. Yeah. And eventually it did.
So when was this then? So when was you made redundant?
So I was made redundant in January 2017.
Yeah.
So from that I kind of thought, okay, I've got some money behind me now. I've been working for the company for 13 years. Got a good redundancy payment.
Yeah.
Went off and thought, okay, I'm going to go for it now.
So you didn't think I'm going to go and get another job or anything like that?
No, it was 100% on my mind that's it, I'm going to go for it. Tell my wife, give me a year. If I can't do it in a year, then I'll go back and work in a company. I've always dreamed of doing this. Yeah. And I don't want to end my life one day saying, I wish I did it.
Wow.
So I'm just going to go for it. And she goes, I'll give you a year. Let's go and do it. And that's what I did really.
Did you find, just on that point, because I'm really into like personal development and things like that. Yeah. Did the motivation of having like an end goal of saying, okay, I've got 12 months, which put you under pressure to make this happen, did that help you or hinder you?
I'd say at the time I thought I had the right mindset and what I wanted to do. But what I've realised that working in the corporate environment that I had been for so many years, in certain instances made me lazy.
Right.
And it's a different mindset working for a company and working for yourself.
Yeah.
So I think for that first 12 months, I learned a lot more about myself and learned more about self-development and everything else than anything else. And that's what got me in the right mindset. At the beginning, no, I didn't really, I thought I had the mindset. I dreamed of it for years. As soon as I started doing it, I didn't have a clue, I didn't have the knowledge.
Yeah.
But I never worked for myself, so I had to learn how to work for myself. Manage my time.
Yeah.
And also, I was getting up for the first few months, going gym at 10 o'clock.
Living that good life.
Coming back at 12 o'clock, having a meal, going to pick up the kids, and I was working on my business for a couple of hours and nothing was happening.
Yeah.
And it went until I kind of started saying, look, this is not going to work.
Yeah.
I'm not getting anywhere for the first first few months. Weren't ticking off my goals.
Yeah.
And then it went until I sat down and thought, look, I need to change my life. And I started changing it to getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I've done that ever since.
Wow.
I go for a run.
Yeah.
Get back, and then I prepared myself for the day. Drop the kids off to school, and then my day starts straight away. Do
you know, it's so funny, like the more and more people I talk to who are incredibly successful have a routine of getting up super early in the morning. You know, the more people I hear, like 4:30, 5:30, 5 o'clock. Do you know what I mean? So what difference did that make getting up at 5 o'clock? What was that for you?
It just changes everything. Yeah. So it changes from me getting up at 7 o'clock, and then the house is just manic. Getting the two girls ready, getting them to school, and then thinking, all right, now I'm going to go to gym.
Yeah.
By the time I used to start, it was 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting up at 5 o'clock. About 10 past 5, I've gone for a 5k run. Got back, start reading some books, property books and everything else. Get my mind in the right place. Then I'll do some stuff. I do affirmations and all that kind of stuff as well. Then I start my day. Like I write some notes before I even.
Tell me an affirmation. I'm interested.
The affirmations, I've just kind of got it written down that by the end of the year I'll have X amount of money, and it's not just about money for me. It's about what I want to do. With that freedom. I've always said that I want to help younger children that don't have the opportunities. They've never had the right opportunities in their life.
I love that.
And I want to give them the opportunity to think that you can be and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of stuff that I'm doing on the side as well. So next week I'm starting a 10-week program at a school, helping children come out of their comfort zone and be more confident.
Look at this.
So I'm looking.
We might have to get you on the show, because one of the things that we talk about is that how you get a mindset for money, and sometimes a lot of it is about your mindset. You know what I mean? So I think is that a fire alarm? Like, is there a fire alarm in the building? Don't panic, we're still carrying on with the show. That's how committed we are to that. So you're doing a 10-week program, so that starts in there.
Starts next week, next Tuesday, So it's working with 10-year-olds, so about 15 children.
Yeah.
I've asked to pick the children in the class that are the least confident.
Yeah.
And say, I'm going to run something called Toastmasters. So they do Toastmasters for adults.
Yeah.
It's through them, but you're going to be in the same kind of session with children. Yeah. So I'll get them to develop their speaking skills. Yeah. And at the end of 10 weeks, I'll invite their parents and they'll do a speech to their parents in the school.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
You couldn't have done that if you wasn't in properties. If you had that time freedom, you couldn't have built that program.
I wouldn't have had the time, I wouldn't have had the confidence, wouldn't have had the mindset, because properties gave me the mindset to go and do stuff. I always thought that I was a poor communicator.
Yeah.
And I was told at school, you're a poor communicator, you're shy, you'll never be a good communicator.
Yeah.
But what I've learned is you can do whatever you want to do. You just have the right mindset, and everything's just a skill. You can be a good communicator. You just need to practice.
Yeah.
And repeat, and repeat, and that's life.
Oh, the noise. Can you believe this? Of all the times, that was going. Have they come out?
Hopefully we have to.
Yeah, we'll come back. Hold on. Yeah. Let's have a quick. So obviously the noise is gone, so there is no panic. So we get back to the podcast. All right. So we were talking about the charity work, but the key thing that we were saying, that if you had kept your job, there was no way that you could have continued and did this charitable work that you're doing now. So basically, because one of the questions I wanted to ask is why properties? Like, I know people say I like properties, but it was what it could give you. And what was that? Why properties? What was the?
Yeah, I think there's two things about it really. Firstly, I always had kind of a dream as a child to build a house.
Oh, okay.
And build my own house and build houses for the people.
Yeah.
For like families and stuff like that. So that was always my dream. And then I've always kind of thought there's something else that I wanted to do, give back to society.
Yeah.
It's all in the back of the mind, but you kind of need the time to do that.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's kind of slightly after I got into property. I always knew I wanted to help children, and it was related to children, but didn't have a kind of clear vision of how I was going to do that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't when I started property, and it gave me the time to think, and then it made me think about my purpose a lot more. Read a book called The Alchemist.
Yeah, I love that book.
Yeah, one of my
it's only a small little book as well. Yeah. It's an amazing.
Good read, and that kind of made me think about my purpose a lot more again. And I thought, that's what I want to do. I want to help children, step out of their comfort zone and believe in themselves. And that's what I'm kind of focused on now. And that, having that big why about why you're going to do anything is kind of helps you really, because property's not easy. No matter where anybody says it's not easy, but if you've got
what do you mean? Because that's always one of my questions, because the problem is people watch Channel 4 and they'll be like, he bought it for this at the auction, home's under the hammer. And then, look, they're financially free. So what's been the hard things that you found?
I think the hardest thing is when you're working in a company, you'll work, you get paid at the end of the month. You work, you get paid in the month. And that's what you're used to. If you fail or a project doesn't come off at work, you still get paid. You still get paid. Whereas if you're working in property, for the first 6 months, I was seeing property after property. I was probably seen 50 properties in a deal. I didn't come off here. I was travelling to Liverpool, so petrol expenses. I had put money into deals that had fallen through. So I was looking at repossession, and I'd paid for solicitors. I'd paid survey for a lot of money gone out, and then somebody outbidded me at the last minute, and that was like 2-3 grand gone, and petrol's gone, and money's going out, nothing's coming in. And then eventually you get a deal, and you pay for the refurb, you pay for everything else, still not knowing. In the back of your mind you feel, this deal's gonna come off, it's gonna work. But the part of you's thinking, what if it doesn't? I'm putting a deposit now. I've put in all this money.
I'm all in,
and you still got nothing coming in. It's not until 3 or 4 months later that the property's finished. And then you get tenants in, and then you start getting paid. So 7 months later down the line of working grafting,
working for free,
the money comes in.
So I think that's a hard concept, isn't it? Is that literally for 7 months you were working for free? There was no money being made,
nothing coming, and if anything, you're paying out.
More money going out. Money going out. Can I do this? So I think you have to have the right temperament. I think that's why we always talk about mindset, and you're teaching mindset and confidence. But you have to have that level of confidence that actually is going to work out. You
gotta have faith in yourself and just go for it, really.
So what was so tell us about your first deal then. Like why you went for the deal and what it's actually giving you now.
So for me, I wanted to do HMOs. And the reason I wanted to do HMOs is because it's the fastest way of replacing my earnings. So I'd seen a property in Liverpool, and it was a doctor's surgery. But it is just a semi-detached house that was converted to doctor's surgery. So my intention was to convert it back into 4 rooms. And that was my first deal. Changing it back into 4 rooms. I had issues with builders and all sorts. Wasn't an easy journey, like you say.
Was that they let you down, or you couldn't find the right builders? Because these are all the downsides as well. So the great thing is about this podcast, what we're trying to do is bring you the reality. There is the great side, but there is a downside.
I think one of the key things, when you do a property course, they'll tell you can invest 2 hours away, no problem. But when you invest 2 hours away, you can't stay on top of your builders. You can ask them to send you pictures and other things, but you can't go there every single day and spend the day with them. So at the beginning, they can be good, and you start working with them, but then there's times where you're not being able to get down there, and things start slowing down. And then you get down there and say, we've been there, but where's your evidence? Nothing's been done on site. I went away for 2 weeks on holiday, and the project was meant to be finished, came back and nothing had been done. And then the other thing you get is everything's good at the beginning, and you're a bit too trusting as well to begin with. I didn't create project schedules, and my builder told us this is what I'm going to do, so go and do it.
Did you pay per stage or within a time frame? Like they have to finish by this time frame, and then
I paid after they did the work.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have any penalties in there to say, okay, if you don't do work within this particular date, there's going to be penalty. And I think that's quite a difficult thing to do. Because no builder's going to commit to that because they don't know what's going to happen on their side as well. But I think it's just staying on top of them and having a project plan. This time now I'll have a project plan. So I'll get them to sit down and say what's happening at stage 1, what's going to be done by certain dates. And I'll meet them every week and say, where are we on this project plan? Perfect. And if they're falling off, then how can we get back on track? If there's a problem, tell me what the problem is. Let's find a solution together. Whereas the first time I was like, go carry on, do what you got to do.
You guys are the professionals.
You're professionals. Do
yeah. So the thing is, you have to become the professional.
You got to know to a certain degree. You know, like you get a car and you drop it off to get every MOT, and they come back and tell you all these problems. You don't really know what's getting done. So I think you have to have a level of knowledge where you need to know what is first stage, what is second stage, what he's done at each of these
Final
stages.
fittings and things like that. Yeah.
And if you get a general understanding of that, then you know how the building's progressing. Like if nothing's happened, and you'll get a sense of, and that's experience as well. You know, as you're watching a building come together and getting refurbished, you understand the different stages on that, and just staying on top of that really. And
perfect. So you had this house, took you about 7 months before you found it, and then you completed it, right? And then so what is the property now? So it's a HMO, all let out.
Yeah, it's 4-bed HMO, all let out. Doing well, you know, I've not had any issues with it. It's all managed.
Perfect.
It's in Liverpool. I don't get involved with it too much now.
So what kind of cash flow, if you don't mind sharing?
That one, cash flow is at £500 a month.
Yeah.
So it's a good, decent cash flow.
Happy day. So every month that's coming in.
Yeah.
Boom. What kind of return on investment does that work out to?
That ended up about 22% return on investment.
22%. Yeah. Hold on, let me just put that there. Do you hear that? 22% return on investment. All right. So like if you're in the bank, you're getting what, 2%, 3%?
If that, yeah.
Okay. You're making money. Right? All right. So I love that. Right. 22% income on that £500 coming in, 22% return on investment. That is incredible.
Yep.
Well done. So you did the first one. What happened then?
Then I went to the next one, so I moved on to a 8-bed HMO.
Yeah.
So that was still in Liverpool again. That was a couple of apartments, which I converted into 8 rooms. That was not an easier project. I had a new builder.
Yeah.
Paid him a weekly wage, which is a slightly different approach to the first one, which is a bit risky to begin with. I thought, what if he said he's going to take 7 weeks to this project? What if it takes him 14, 15 weeks and I'm paying him a weekly wage? But I thought, let's just give it a go.
Yeah.
Paid him a weekly wage. He did the work, said he'd do 7 weeks, did it in 7 weeks.
Fantastic.
8-bed HMO. So, it was bang on. The first one was 3 months over.
Yeah.
This one was bang on the date, 7 weeks, and it was all done. And paid the builder a bit more. Yeah. In terms of
as a bonus to say thank you for coming in on time.
He promised, he delivered what he said, and we had a good relationship. I'd go there once a week, and I'd take the whole team a coffee. And they was happy, just little things like that.
Donuts, Dunkin' Donuts, living it. Yeah,
you respect them, they respect you. If there's problems on site, you say let's come think of a way to solve them together. And it changed it a lot more, and it made build my confidence back up, and my trust within builders back up again.
Fantastic. So you had the 5-bed with a 4-bed. Now you got an 8-bed HMO. So what kind of numbers are we looking at on the 8-bed?
The 8-bed. Was a better return investment. So I got 80% return investment on that one.
80? Did you just say, hold on, that's 80% return on investment. All right, that's incredible. That is incredible. That's incredible. So what kind of cash flow are we looking at?
£1,500 a month.
What? Okay. Did you hear that? Oh, right, no. Ching ching. Right, okay, so listen, I love my little buttons here, but every time I hear something like that. So you're now, let me do the maths. 1,500, 500, 2,000 a month. You must now have replaced your income.
Yeah, so replaced the income that I was at, slightly under, but close to what I was getting at Empower.
Yeah.
So just within two properties really, which is.
So now you are officially financially free.
Yeah.
Look at this, right? So what was it like when that 1,500 came in plus the 500, knowing that you never had to work again?
Yeah, it's an amazing feeling. You kind of, I didn't expect to do it within that time.
Yeah.
Especially when first.
So that was done within what time frame? A year and a half?
Yeah, year and a half. Yeah.
That's incredible. I bet your wife was happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're lucky I let you do that. Okay. So that's amazing. So now here's the thing. People talk about financial freedom, and I'm really of the opinion that it's not about you then just doing nothing, So what are you doing now with your financial freedom?
So I'm just continuing what I'm doing really. Yeah. So next stage is trying to get my wife out of work as well, trying to get financial freedom for her, so we get financial freedom as a family. So that's my next goal really, and like I said, I'm working on my next project is looking at something different as well. Again, I'm looking at commercial to residential.
Yeah.
So looking to change some office blocks into 10 apartments.
That is incredible. So are you not scared? Are you not nervous? Because you got the HMOs, you went 4, you went 8, and now you're doing commercial to residential. That's another big step.
Yeah, I think it's like you do get nervous each stage, but it's exciting at the same time.
Yeah.
And you're learning new things. Like when I was working in my company, I'd probably step out my comfort zone maybe once or twice a year.
Yeah.
Every time you go for an interview or maybe you have to do a presentation.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're working for yourself, you're always at your comfort zone, and you're growing. You can feel yourself growing each time. The amount of growth I've had in the last 2 to 3 years compared to the growth I had within the 13 years at Empower, it's totally different. It's so much more growth.
That is incredible. So what's your expectations then from these commercial to residentials? And commercial, it's explain to people, for anyone who doesn't understand what that actually means. So they're listening to the podcast and they're used to buy to lets and single lets and maybe HMOs. We've had a couple of people, but what do you mean by commercial to residential?
So you look at a commercial block. So in our case, it's office buildings.
Yeah.
And then you convert them into residential.
Yeah.
So at the moment, it's just an office building, NHS office building, which we're going to split up into 10 apartments, 1-bed apartments.
Yeah.
And then hopefully rent them out to a housing association on a 5-year lease. So that takes off the pressure of having to manage the property ourselves.
All right. So not only you're going to have this property converted or let out, okay, and you're going to have to do nothing with it for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
That sounds like money to me. I don't like seriously, because people always worry about you're gonna have a property, tenants calling you all the time. You're saying on this property, you won't have nothing to do for the 5 years.
No, I think that's what we wanted, really. Because like I said, I've done the HMOs. They're not totally hands off. I have issues, and the problem with the HMOs, you get a lot of voids.
Yeah.
So tenants will stay there for 6 months and they'll leave, and then you have to fill them up again. That might take 3 or 4 weeks to fill them back up again. Whereas with this, there is no voids because the council just pay
I love
for the
that.
5 years. So
that is an incredible strategy.
Any maintenance issues they take care of. They'll invoice for them, but they'll take care of any maintenance issues as well.
You are living the dream, my friend. So is this your new strategy now? So this is a strategy that you're embarking on after?
Yeah, with me, I just want to keep doing different strategies and keep pushing myself.
Yeah.
So I've done an unlicensed HMO, licensed HMO. Now I'm doing commercial to residential. I've done flips and buy to lets.
Yeah.
So this one will be commercial to residential.
And here's an interesting thing on this. You put no money into this deal, right?
Yeah. So I had an investor who was willing to put all the money in on the deal, and we're giving them first charge on the property. So they're as safe as a bank.
Yeah. That is fantastic. So you found the deal, and then you found the investor. So you're like JVing or joint venturing. So when people say I don't have the money, it's not about not having the money. You got creative and found someone with money who couldn't find a deal. Because this investor, I don't know, maybe doesn't have the time to look for deals. Why doesn't he just do this himself, people will say?
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Some people don't really want to get into property and they haven't got the time or they're happy doing. If you're happy working in your company, that's fine. Some people enjoy it and they do really well at it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that if everybody should do property. If you're happy in your company and that's what you enjoy doing, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
But that wasn't for me, and I didn't feel right in that environment.
Yeah.
So that's why I went into property. But for other people, it is, and they might feel, okay, I want to make my money work harder.
Yeah.
Like you say, in the bank, you're getting 1 or 2%.
2%, ridiculous.
So and I'm giving this investor 10%.
Fantastic.
So they're making a lot more money than they do in the bank. And
but will you still be able to make money though? So you're giving this guy 10%. Will you be able to make some money on top of that?
Yeah, we're still making 25% return.
20. I'm not even going to press the button anymore. You just dropped too many nuggets of 25%. So all in all, you're getting 35% return on investment on this deal.
Yep.
Okay, able to give the investor 10. They're super happy because their money's working harder for them. You're super happy. Everyone, the local authorities super happy. This is like a win-win situation.
Yeah, let's say if the deal's right, the investors come, and to believe that, you sometimes think, what if the money doesn't come? Often it does. It comes in the right time, and if the deal's there, and you can present it to somebody in the right way, and it's going to make everybody's going to win in that circumstance. Win-win for everybody. Why not?
That is incredible. So how do you work out? So people say, okay, that's brilliant, but how do you work out a good deal? What constitutes a good deal for you?
For me, it's 3 things really. Is the demand there?
Yeah.
So if I'm renting them, are the tenants there? So
Yeah.
have you got the exit strategies already in place?
Yeah.
So, is the demand from tenants for the type of properties you're going to create.
Yeah.
Supply. So.
And how do you check that? Like, so let's say, for instance, you've got this 8-bedded HMO.
Yeah.
That's a big, if you've got 5 of those rooms not filled out, you're not making the level of money that you want to make, potentially.
Yeah, so from the demand side, you're speaking to your local estate agents, finding out what the demand is in the area, saying if I brought this property to you, how fast could you rent it out?
Yeah.
And bringing them in from the beginning, saying, what kind of spec should I do it at?
Yeah.
What kind of rental income am I going to get from here? How fast am I going to rent them out? So that's one side.
Yeah.
You can also look at things like spare room, and you can see what the demand is on spare rooms, how many people are looking for rooms in that area.
So there's a lot of people, that's a good sign.
Yes, that's a good sign as well. A lot of people. And then you also look at supply.
Yeah.
So it's okay, people looking, but what if that area is oversaturated?
Yeah.
So you could have a good HMO area, but you could have lots of rooms. So if you go on spare room, they might say there's 80 rooms available in the area, but only 70 people looking.
Right. Okay. So yes, you do your numbers like that.
So you look at demand and supply.
Yeah.
And then that's the final thing is looking at your return investment. That's always important. Seeing how much you're going to get from your return.
Fantastic. So always make sure, because obviously we always say this, that the property doesn't make you money, tenants make you money.
Yeah.
So make sure that you can get the tenants. Otherwise, you've got a pretty looking house that doesn't make you any money.
Yeah, I think that happens to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And those sometimes they can have a spec or, just putting an oversaturated area.
All right. So here's the thing now, right? So we know your story. You got made redundant. You're now financially free. You're now going, you put yourself under pressure by learning different things, which is amazing. What tips would you give to anyone who's watching this or listening to this podcast, who's like, I want to start, like, I know, I'm at that point where I want to do something. What would you say to them? How would you encourage them to get their journey started?
I think just go for it. There's always going to be, that thought in the back of your mind that it's not right for me, or there's going to be a better day for me to do that.
Yeah.
Tomorrow will be another day and I'll do it then. That day never comes. You'll always think, I'll do it tomorrow. And I've heard so many people do it. I did it for 13 years in Empower, saying 13 years. I'll get into property one day. I'll get into property one day, thinking that I needed lots of money behind me before I could even do it. I could have done it 13 years ago. But it doesn't matter, just as long as you get started. Whether you could have done it 13 years or you could do it today. Let's just do it today and start getting into it. And you'll learn as you go along. You'll make mistakes. You might lose a bit of money here and there, but you're learning all the time, and just continue doing what you're doing. Don't give up.
Don't give up. Perseverance.
Yeah, keep going. Keep going, and you're learning all the time. You're stepping out your comfort zone all the time. And another thing I think a lot of people make the mistake of is comparing. They'll compare themselves against other people. Like they'll say, that person's done 10 in this year, I've only done 1. It doesn't matter if this is your journey, not anybody else's. Just concentrate on yourself. I don't really like saying how many properties I've done, because that doesn't mean anything to anybody. And it shouldn't mean anything to anybody. You should just concentrate on yourself. I made that mistake at the beginning, and if anything, it hinders you. You're always looking at, you always think, oh nah,
these guys are doing 10, 20 properties a year. You're like,
And the other thing, you don't know, because say I've heard people say I've done 10 properties, and you dig deeper, and they go, I moved home 10 times.
Yeah.
So I've had 10 properties my time, or half of them were deals are sourced on. Or some of them were joint ventures, or all sorts. But people don't really tell you the truth.
What's going on.
So you don't, where you're focusing on something that might not even be real. So just focus on yourself, focus on that one property, get that over the line. Then
and I always say to people as well that get to your financial freedom. Some people maybe their expenses are so high they may need 10. But for a lot of people, a couple of properties sets them free for life. So what does the future hold for you now then? So you're financially free. Your main aim is get your wife financially free. Will you start properties at that point then? Will you be like, I'm going to the Caribbean, and I'm just going to bask in the sun or something like that?
I think I would have said that probably a few years ago. But now, having done it, having to speak to a lot of people, that you've got to keep going. And as soon as you stop, you kind of, things will start retracting. You don't know how the market's going to be. You don't know if one property starts getting, that area starts getting oversaturated. You've got to make sure that you continue to go, because you don't know how the market's going to change. And it's all it's not all about the money as well. It's about the growth, and if you stop, you'll retract. You'll as long as hard as it is to get out of your comfort zone, it's easy to fall back out of your comfort zone. And if you stop, it's like you go to the gym, you work out, your muscles grow. You stop going, they retract. And that's the same with anything else. You stop, you're going to retract, and you're going to fall backwards.
Love that. So this guy, look, the great thing is I hear a lot of people, and you hear on the course that you can retire and you don't have to work again. Actually, the more people that I know who actually have financial freedom keep working because they want to grow and they want to do better, and it's not about the money, as you said. It's now about what can I achieve? What is it that's in me? Maybe not even for myself now, for other people, and you're now being a blessing. You're taking your money and helping to bless other people. So it's an incredible thing. So final question now. A lot of your education, and have you just like Googled this, YouTubed it? How have you got your knowledge and education?
So look, when I got made redundant, like I said, I had a decent payout. I started off on myself, trying to give it a go, and I was finding it difficult to begin with. And then my wife found a property course online, and I went along to that. And within I think it's the first day of the 3-day course, I spent half my redundancy money on the course. Come on. That redundancy money had gone anyway. That's it. So then I had to get going again anyway. But I needed that knowledge and I needed that support. But it's not all been that. I've learned a lot of my education's come from ground level and working on deals.
Doing it. It's so funny. I'd say the same thing. I've invested in courses and I'm a big advocate. But actually, I learn more getting out there and doing it. Just going out and looking at properties, negotiating, have the knowledge there, and I think you need that education. But then take massive action once you finish. So that's incredible. Like, I'm super inspired. Like, I'm like, why am I not doing commercial to residential? Do you know what I mean? Why have I not got an 8-bedroom HMO? Do you know what I mean? I'm more of a, well, I definitely want to do the commercial thing, and I think that's going to be my focus, probably going into next year. So I might have to bring you back and show us pictures. And it'd be great to see, actually, if you can come back on the show and show us the development once it's finished. So how long do you think it's going to take you, this development?
We're looking at about 8 to 9 months. 8 to 9 months on this particular plot. It has got a bit of land on the side of it. Which is separate, which we're thinking of building on two houses on there as well.
Well, hold up. You're making even more money, man. I know it's not about money, but let's talk about the money, man. All right. Okay, so you're not only going to, change these buildings, you're actually going to develop from scratch as well.
Yeah, and that was my goal from the beginning.
Wow.
Building new builds from ground up, and that's given me the opportunity to do that because we're not actually paying for the land. It's included. So we're, that's a benefit of it all.
That is incredible.
Learning again, and now that was my goal. Now I'm going to be building new houses. And then probably after the 9 months, I'll be just concentrating on these. So probably towards the end of next year, start looking at these new builds and that's my next strategy as well. Incredible.
Jin, I'm inspired, I am motivated, and I'm empowered. Okay, never know. In the future, we may be doing JVs together. Who knows what's out there? So thank you for coming. I was gonna say, I know you're a busy man, but you're financially free. So I don't know how busy you are, but I know you got to pick the kids up and stuff like that. So you're busy with the family. But it is inspiring. You're working at Empower, and there's a lot of people who would have had that redundancy package, and maybe are not financially free now, and had to go back into a job that they don't like. So, you're an inspiration for people to say, actually, even if you've been made redundant, it's not the end. There's actually so much more to go for.
Yeah, I think sometimes things can be a blessing in disguise. People getting made redundant and think, oh no, I've heard so many people getting made redundant and it's changed their life for the better.
Yeah. Amazing. So thank you. So obviously, for you, everyone out there listening to the podcast, I, really pray that you'll take this education from Jin and go, actually, why don't I just go out there and take massive action? That's what, the key lesson from this is take massive action. And look, you may be going through, redundancy and stuff like that. See that as an opportunity or window for success. Please subscribe, obviously, on SoundCloud, iTunes. Obviously, we're on YouTube. But also watch out for the workshop that is coming. We'll be having a taste at the end of October, November, ready to start in January, which goes through mindset, how to earn more money, how to invest money, and obviously how then to build generational wealth, which is really important. And obviously Jin is doing all those. It looks like you followed all those steps. So great work. So thank you so much, Jin, once again. Bless you, man.
Thank you.
All right, see you, bye.